Hello and welcome to the Fruity Family YouTube channel, where today I'm going to start off not with the most important parts of gay history, but my personal favorite. Cooper Donuts. Cooper Donuts is my favorite moment of queer history because it's either the true first ever gay rights riot in the United States, or it never even happened in the first place. I really like this, and I have spent a ton of time trying to confirm or deny its existence. But what is Cooper Donuts? Cooper Donuts is a potential riot happening in May of 1959. Some sources say 1958, but in my research, this appears to have been a typo. Cooper Donuts was a donut shop in LA, either on the 500 block of South Main Street, that's the main story, or according to records of where there were actual brand name Cooper Donuts locations, the 200 block. Cooper Donuts catered to a queer clientele, so they were routinely harassed by police who would come, ask for ID without a reason, since Cooper Donuts did not serve alcohol and anyone of any age could possess a cup of coffee, fingerprint people for no good reason, and arrest anyone who was caught cross-dressing. Cross-dressing was illegal at the time, but randomly fingerprinting and demanding ID was not. However, the police almost never got in trouble for this type of harassment, as the authorities above the police were equally homophobic and tended to agree with the police doing this. So that's what happened. Possibly. So, who was there? Who were the early gay icons who stood up against the police for potentially the first time in American history? Well, for queer rights reasons. Many other people have stood up against the police long before this. 5 people were arrested. 2 drag queens, 2 adult workers, and 1 young man looking for a date. However, the police car did not have enough space for all of them to safely get in. So when the police attempted to force them all in anyway, this kicked off the riot, as generally they obeyed the police because they could make life a whole lot worse. But this was the boiling point. I skipped a section of my script by accident, so if stuff changed back here, sorry about that, I'm filming this later. But I forgot to mention the main figures in the Who section. While there were allegedly 5 people present, there are 2 that really matter. Firstly, there is John Reichy. He is the main source for all of this. He wrote about it in his 1960 book, City of Night, and I have not found any sources predating City of Night. So he was essentially the origin of this story. He claims to have been present and to have managed to escape arrest. This does make me a little more suspicious. However, it is possible. I do not have experience escaping from the police, so I don't know how realistic that would be. But most of the information used in this video came either from my own research, John Reichy's book, City of Night, or interviews that John Reichy has done. The second important person in this story is Nancy Valverde. I'm not sure how to pronounce her last name. Sorry. She doesn't say that she was present at the riots like John Reichy does. She says that when she was in cosmetology school in the area, one of her lesbian friends, and she is a lesbian, in her cosmetology classes, told her about those riots. Now, it does lend a massive amount of credence to the story that another person is saying this, because if only John Reichy had ever said anything about this, that would have been a very unlikely story. But a second person does make it a lot less unbelievable. However, there is one slight inconsistency here. And don't get me wrong, this could just be varying memories of the event. However, you may remember that the 5 people allegedly there were 2 drag queens who are usually male, or assigned male at birth at least. There were 2 male adult workers and 1 young man looking for a date. And none of those are lesbians. Now, this could be, the language used is often a little vague, this could be that there were also other people there, but they were not arrested. So Nancy Valverde's lesbian friend could have just been eating a donut and not been arrested. After all, if she didn't look gay, then the police likely would have passed her over. And it is also possible that John Reichy misremembered a gender. However, it is an inconsistency that I think is worth pointing out. So, why is this still a mystery? This seems like something that there would be records of. 5 people were arrested, people rioted against the police. All of this should be something that the police would have records of, right? Well, no. And that brings us to our next question. Where are the records? And it seems that the answer is nowhere. The Downtown Los Angeles Neighborhood Council requested all of the records from this time period from the police when they were considering designating the former site of Cooper Donuts as a historic site. And the police said that they simply could not find any records. Not that they couldn't find any records of the Cooper Donuts incident, which would have been a damning piece of evidence against this existing, but rather that they did not have any records from May of 1959. Now, this is very likely to have been an honest mistake. While it does look suspicious to many people, including myself, that records from an alleged incident of police misconduct just vanished, the NYPD is known to have a very spotty record when it comes to record keeping. They even lost the information to know how many people were killed in 2022. So, there is a very good chance that this wasn't an intentional cover-up, but just remarkable incompetence. So, we've talked about whether or not it was real, but there's another question that I think is possibly more important.
Get into that more important question in the next video. It's me, but from the future. I have spent so long on this video. It's a month past when I wanted it to come out. And this video was gonna be like 25 minutes if I just kept going. So, see you in the next video.